So yesterday was pretty amazing, and I knew that I had to go and do this stuff at the entrance to the underworld before the end of the day, which ended up being in America the 2nd. And it was all because the 4th of July, there's some big plans that the demonic had, which we have thwarted. They have been foiled, and they will not come to pass. Because God decrees and declares a thing through his prophets, and those and it will be done. Anyway, so like I said in the video, I had no idea where the entrance was, and I got told the night before that I had to go on the right path. And when I got there's 3 paths, one to the left, one to the middle, and one to the right. And so I went down the right. As I was going down with the dog, I thought that I had to cross the river, and over the other side of the river, because there was a sort of what I thought I could see was a hole, but it was bush and it was dark underneath, so it was probably just a shadow. I was like, oh my goodness, God, are you really seriously going to make me cross the river? And anyway, so I was carrying down the track and then just walking down alongside the river, because I knew around the corner over the river that at some point there was a cave opening. But I didn't really want to cross the river at all. And so I was walking in that direction, and that's where I thought I was supposed to go. And then I was just walking along, and then I turned around. I don't know why I turned around, but I turned around and boom, there it was, the big cave, the massive entrance. And I was just like, whoa, oh my goodness, Jesus, it is here. And I was just like totally shocked. And I was like, well, you do know everything, don't you? Anyway, so we anointed the walls and anointed the water and that, and I have had one intercessor say that when she watched the video that she's seen a big, huge demonic hand coming after the water, like a whale breaching, and then it went back down. And I seriously, when I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness, I was that close to those demons. Ugh, yuck. And sometimes I try not to think about those things, because otherwise I seriously wouldn't go out and do a thing for God. If I really thought about all the spiritual things that were around me, demonic and angelic, I'd just stay in bed all day. But anyway, so along the way on the right-hand side, heading towards the mountains, it was very dark and cloudy and looking cold, and I was just like, oh man, Jesus, you promised. Well, no, he didn't promise, actually. I just kind of demanded that if he really needed me to go, that he had to make it warm. And it's winter, and it's been frosty every morning, and the car has been completely frosted over and all of that. But of course, yesterday morning, even the kids noticed how balmy and warm it was. And I was like, okay, well, I definitely have to go. But yeah, on the way there, it looked like it was going to be horrible and raining. But on the left-hand side, it was like sunny and beautiful. So I was like, well, I think that's where I'm going anyway, which I did end up sort of, you go kind of like left and then into the mountains. And, but when I did get to the place where I was told to stop, it was raining. And I was like, oh man, that's not cool, Jesus, you said. And then I was like, oh no, you didn't say. I just asked you to make it nice. And then I was like, oh man, please make it stop raining. I don't really want to go down there when it's raining. And within like 2 minutes it had stopped raining and it cleared up. So I was like, oh my goodness, you're so amazing, God. And yeah, so all through that area is where rituals and blood sacrifice happen, and it's where the ley lines meet, and it's a massive place where people go for awakening. for a spiritual awakening. So we declared a heavenly awakening to the real spirit, the spirit of God, the true spirit, not the false one. We bound up all the principalities, powers of darkness, and named a few like Hilarion and Moloch and Baal and Jezebel and Italia and Ahab and other demonic names. And just declared that they had no more authority in this earth and that they had to leave. And so, we did good. We just have to do a bit more praying about the 4th of July because, they have big plans and, they're not going to prosper. So, just share some of the photos of that trip. Have a good day. I'll do a live later.